If you're interested in what happens, or maybe you yourself have got a flickering inside screen, this is the video for you. Folding mobile phones, folding pieces of glass. It's going to be a fragile piece of kit. Now, I've had 3 of them so far, Fold 5, 6 and 7. I had no issues at all up until just recently, where this is not my Fold 7. This is the phone that I'm going to be using as a substitute. This is my Fold 7, and it's in pretty good condition. Minor, tiny little marks where just when I was scanning to get into the gym, I just caught it on the edge. No other cosmetic damage. But when you open it sometimes, but not always, half of the screen doesn't work. So, and if you close it a little bit, there you go. So clearly, it's probably a flex cable inside the device. There's a cable that goes between, there's a motherboard on one side and the other side, hinge down the middle, and then there's cables that cross across that hinge to communicate with the different sides of the device. So you've got multiple screens, cameras, you need some way for it all to communicate together. Now, I've been ignoring this for about a month or so. It started flickering a little bit, and now instead of flickering, it's actually fully, see, it's very inconsistent. See, it's working perfectly fine now. But here's the thing, I didn't get Samsung Care with this device. I did on the last one, I had no problems. I forgot to get it this time, and I think I'm going to regret that. The reason is, they're notorious, the Samsung Experience guys, for claiming that the device is damaged and there is no warranty fix. Now, there is no external damage that I could see that would attribute that kind of damage. I'm looking around, everything looks perfectly fine other than a couple of minor little scratches on the exterior paint, and the finish on this phone is actually not as good as the previous one. There's a problem with the most recent iPhone actually. The anodized paint scratches off the edge. I can't see a reason why this should be denied a warranty repair. But I'm going now to the Trafford Centre. We'll talk some more about the ins and outs afterwards. I need to actually get going. I've got an appointment with an experienced guy in the Trafford Centre now. I'm based in North Wales, and I don't have many options in terms of experience stores. Now, I could send it in, and if I send it in, I'm guaranteed to not get a warranty repair, because they're even more notorious than, than the experience centre guys. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to go to the Trafford Centre, which is in Manchester. Stoke would be closer, but I've seen very bad reviews from that place. Liverpool might be technically closer, but it's more inconvenient to get to. So it's the Trafford Centre for me. I'm going to drive down there now. I'm going to have a chat with them. I'm going to see. They're going to take this off me. There you go again. It's inconsistent. And if I open it up again, yeah, there you go. So it's clearly, the screen's working fine, the touch screen's working fine, the digitizer. It's a cable inside the device. Now, I think, personally, that's a warranty repair. So this video is just going to be covering the experience of trying to get this device repaired. How much is it going to cost me in the end? Is it going to be £600? That's what an inner display costs. It's going to cost £600. So if they decide that's what, they might just charge me the £600, so they replace it and just fix the cable. We don't know. We're not going to know. What is my expectation? Well, I've been told that usually a repair takes 3 days, but a fold can take 5 days. But if they don't have the parts, it could be longer, and they might need to seek a different form of remediation for that. So I've backed up the device. I've transferred things to this device here. I'm actually having some difficulties. I can't log into my gym app on this, which is going to be difficult because I want to go to the gym tonight. And I'm not going to have a phone to access it. I can't scan a QR code to get in. It's a 24-hour man gym. This is going to be an inconvenient week. A first world problem, I know, but so let's get on the road. Let's get to the store. And let's see what's happening. You join me a few hours later. So I've just been through the Trafford Centre. I've been to the Samsung store. And then I traipsed around for far longer than I should have done to try and find a coffee. It's Starbucks, but it'll do. I'll get the job done. So what happened? Well, it was very busy in there. The whole place, actually, and the Samsung store as well, was full of people. A lot of people without appointments trying to get stuff done. Luckily, if you have an appointment, you get priority. You don't have to sit and wait in a queue. They just sort you out, which is good. That is good. So definitely make an appointment beforehand. If you just turn up, you might get in the middle of your session get put on hold to deal with someone who has booked in. So what about my phone? Well, the guy had a look at it, the technician guy, nice guy. We actually chatted for quite a while about VR, funnily enough, because actually there might be some Samsung VR glasses in the future. I don't think it's ever going to replace cameras. You cannot fit, I mean, you can't fit a good camera into this thing. You're not going to be able to fit it into glasses, but interesting technology. So we had a bit of a chat and stuff, and he had a look at it, and the device is in good condition, and the inner screen itself isn't damaged. But clearly there is a problem. He agrees it's probably some kind of cable, maybe the flex cable or maybe something else. Doesn't look like user error, which is good. So at the moment, the current status is, I had a choice. Leave it with them for potentially up to 2 weeks to get fixed, or take it back, carry on using it as it was. It would probably get worse. In fact, it would definitely get worse. It was getting worse over the past month. But in the meanwhile, if I managed to damage it in any way, which it would happen. It would happen, wouldn't it? If it was to get damaged in any way, then there's a chance that it wouldn't get done under warranty. So I chose to just get it done, pull the band-aid off, as the Americans would say, and just get it done. So that's what's happening now. He said usually, it's usually 3 or 4 days. In fact, I've got an email saying it's usually 3 days. The guy said that the parts at the moment, there's a possibility. So he may speculated a little bit here that sometimes if parts in the phones are damaged more frequently than others, or like the screens, for example, they might revise the screens slightly. So then it's difficult to order one until the revised screens are available. So he said it could be a couple of weeks for a screen to get in. Now, in the meanwhile, I've got this torturous device. I think I might get used to it. We'll see. I tried to do a bit of a text update to some guys in Discord, and I used the voice. I don't like typing on it. The haptic feedback is dreadful. I might just turn it off. So at the moment, it looks like it's going to get repaired under warranty, which is excellent. That's what I wanted. Now, if they decide partway through, if they open it up and for some reason change their mind, that'll be painful because it's 600 quid to get repaired. So what he did say is, they're going to take the device, they're going to repair it, then we'll ring if anything happens, like if we need to reset the device or anything. I put it in maintenance mode. There's a maintenance mode on these phones. So I'm hoping they shouldn't need to delete any data. There shouldn't be any water damage or anything. These are waterproof phones, but I don't test that. So for now, that's where this stands. It could be a couple of weeks. I'm going to live with this in the meanwhile, using it as like a companion device to all my other things. I'll link it up to my Z6. I'll try and get Adobe Lightroom running on it. See whether that's dreadful or not. That'll be a separate video. I will come now. I guess what we'll do is we'll cut forward to if there's been any progress. Either maybe something bad's going to happen and I'm going to get stung with a 600 quid ding for the screen, or you'll cut to me being excited about going and picking up the phone again from the Trafford Centre. Alright, this is a Friday. This is a week after I've dropped the phone off, and I'm on my Samsung tablet right now. We're just having a look at a bit of an email chain here. I'm not going to expand it because it's got some personal information in it, but what's transpired is I've dropped the phone off. Obviously, it's gone to, I guess, their repair centre. They've decided they can't repair it, which is interesting. And what they've offered me is, because it's a warranty repair, they've offered me to either replace the device or give a refund, which is interesting. I possibly could have chosen a refund and then gone and got a blue one, which that's the colour I had before, but the refund they've offered me is a black phone. The thing is, because I got it on pre-order and I traded in and I got a load of discounts, I didn't want to run the risk of being only refunded partial of discounts, some nonsense. I don't know how that would have worked. So I just decided to take they've offered me a jet black phone rather than, it was a blue shadow is the colour I had. Maybe I'll pop the two colours up on screen now if I can really be bothered. But I'm in the middle of the work. Well, it's my lunchtime
as it is now on Friday. So these emails you can see here, probably from the 26th of November. This is the little summary here from Gemini, so you can see what they've done here. It was unrepairable. I'm going to get a replacement device. As it's been 2 days, I haven't actually seen anything about tracking information. It said it can usually take 3 to 5 days, or sometimes even up to 12 days to process, which is sad because I'm still dealing with this that thing, which is becoming a point of frustration in my life. But it's fine. I've got this tablet. This tablet's got all my banking stuff on. That's okay. I just don't have this when I'm out and about. And when I'm doing Android Auto, there's a real frustration. Actually, I'm using Android Auto. This, I'm going to keep the language clean. This thing. Sometimes the car just like you're driving down and it just thinks you're driving the opposite way down the road. What the hell? How is that even possible? It must be a really cheap like GPS unit or something in it. Who knows? Whatever. Anyway, now we'll flash forward to when I either received the device or they haven't processed it or something.
What?
Like a kid on Christmas.
You'll finally, after hear me, I'll stop complaining about this maybe.
Thank God.
You have tolerated my complaining.
Barely.
Hmm?
Barely.
Well, I might complain more if it's not actually a new device, but it looks like a new device. It's not a blue new device. Because I didn't know whether it would be like a refurbished, but it looks like it looks like a new phone. I was a bit worried that they would sort of give me some like slightly dented refurbished phone, but no. That looks to me like, yeah, it looks to me like it's good. Well, it's hard to tell because there's this weird sticker on, which wasn't on my original one. Yeah, and then maybe I'll finally stop complaining once this is set up. See, you're smiling now because I think because you're happy that.
I can only hope, darling.
Yeah. So there we go.
We might have my slippers in this frame, unfortunately.
That's fine. I'll crop it in if I have to. Oh, it's a Dublin phone. Sure, that won't cause any problems.
To say that like that should mean something to me.
Oh, it's just well, it's not a UK phone then, is it? Well, it says UK, Dublin, UK. Let's not worry about that. Well, there we go.
Better hope no Republic of Ireland people see this video.
Well, they can be angry with Samsung and not me. Oh no, it's turning on. Okay, so yeah, it's fine. There we go. You can press the stop recording button now if you want. So let's wrap up this video. It's 2 weeks today since I originally dropped off the device with Samsung, and what are my thoughts about it? Now, I'm glad they accepted it as a warranty repair. That is good. That saved me a good chunk of cash. Also, in the meanwhile, I've now appreciate what it's like having a premium phone versus a budget phone. I did another video on that. The more I use it, the more I dislike this. But it is a gym device for me now, so I will be throwing it on the floor and not caring about it. And then maybe I could use this as well. I can upgrade my gym phone then as a way to sort of satisfy my urge for new technology. Instead of having to upgrade maybe this every year. My experience, though, the repair experience, how did it fare? Well, when I said at the beginning of the video that I backed up my phone to Samsung Cloud, now I thought that's what I was doing, but the process to restore it from that was not quite as good as I remembered, because it didn't actually reinstall any of the apps, which is a bit strange. I had to go and manually download them one by one from the Play Store. which gave me an opportunity to do an inventory of the apps I use, but I mean, I'd rather have just restored the whole phone, but so that wasn't great. It does mean that although I got the phone back, there's still a couple of little things. I'm not set up on everything again yet. It's one of the reasons I have the tablet, the S11 Ultra. I keep all my banking stuff on there primarily, so that if I upgrade my phone or anything, I'm going to upgrade the tablet less frequently, because back to the repair, I keep getting distracted. So there were a couple of things about when I'd chosen to, okay, let's go bit by bit. So the experience in the store was great. The technician was very good, very friendly, very helpful, and we got that. That was great. That was a good experience. The fact that it was unrepairable, not great. I would have, and the remediation process in terms of what I was offered, which was, well, they said a refund, but they didn't specify whether it was for the RRP or not. And when they offered a replacement, it didn't give me a like-for-like replacement. They gave me the same memory and storage configuration, but not the same color. So this is a... Now, the thing is, I do have it in a case anyway. I have it in a blue case, and it's maybe hard to tell, but it's the black version anyway. So at the end of the day, I'm not that bothered about it, but I did prefer the blue. So it's a shame, but we'll deal with it. It's better than having a functional inner screen than worrying about the color so much. But what wasn't so great was when I chose to receive a replacement, I had no further communication at all regarding the delivery of the device. I only realized that it would be delivered on the day because I logged into the DPD app on this device. Now, obviously, it will depend on region, but in the UK, Samsung typically use DPD to deliver their devices. So I opened the app, and lo and behold, it was going to be delivered that day. I had no communication. So it could do a little better there, just to provide something to, you know, the person receiving the repaired or replacement device. But luckily, my wife works from home, so she could pick it up for me. You might be in a different position if you're not in that, you don't have that arrangement. So I'm glad I've got this back. I can't. I'm not. God, yeah, I've got to be. Let's not damage this. This is the one I can damage. I'm not going to have a good relationship with that phone. But I am very glad I've got this device back. It's nice having a responsive camera, a responsive system, just a nice experience to use on the go. That is great. It's nice having the inner screen back. My nerves are slightly reduced from before I started this process. I was really worried based on stories from Reddit and other scenarios where people have been denied warranty claims, and I can only imagine it's because of, it must be damage on the device, because the guy looked at it, there wasn't any damage, so it became a warranty claim. But of course, it's hard to tell, you know, with these different stories. It's hard to tell who's telling the truth, who's not, and it's hard to know as well whether you go into store and you get someone who's having a bad day. But you would hope at least most people, as long as you're nice and friendly to people and you don't give people grief, as long as they're a nice person, these things tend to work out okay. So overall, it was an okay experience. It's a shame that it broke, and it's a shame that there was some kind of defect, and I'm hoping it's not a defect that is with the device, the Fold 7, because I've seen a number of people with exactly the same issue that I had, and when you look at where it was damaged on the screen, it was almost the same amount of the different side of the screen was being damaged. So I'm hoping that it's not a full-on manufacturer issue that's going to continue to be a problem, but I guess we'll see. So if you have watched this far, which is statistically is highly unlikely, but if you're one of the people who do reach this far,
someone is at the front door.
You have my thanks. Now, the Domino's has just arrived, so I've got to end this recording, but thank you very much for watching, and catch you in the next video.